Hello, 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 and welcome back to Math is Easy, step by step. So I'd like to get into a new problem. It's going to be a word problem, more associated maybe science. And again, my test taking strategies for taking these exams. If you have a word problem and you're unfamiliar with it, I may skip this particular question and come back and answer it after I've already answered all of the questions I know how to answer. And so that's a test taking strategy. It's one I would use. So, hey, let's just jump right on into it. A tin container has a density of 7.2 or 7 and 2/10 grams per cubic centimeter and a volume of 180 cubic centimeters. What is the mass of the container in kilograms? A, 0.025 or 25 thousandths. B, 0.040 or 40 thousandths. C, 1.269, 1.296 or 1 and 296 thousandths. D, 25. E, 1,295. And so one of the things in answering this question is you need to have a firm understanding of the formula for density equals mass divided by volume. And if you've been studying for, let's say, the GED science exams, it's probably very familiar with you. But if not, that may be something that you need to have memorized under your belt. And again, makes this problem a little more difficult for people who aren't really science or mathematically um, aware. So I'm going to go over and explain how to answer this particular problem, but that's one of the things you need to know. Density, or D, equals M over V, or mass over volume. You need to know that formula. And then, of course, you already have the conversion rates, because in order to complete and answer this test correctly, you're going to need to be able to convert grams into kilograms. All right. And I believe that is given to you with the formulas, with your documentation for these exams. Let's take a look at options A through E. All right. And you can see here a number of them are in decimal form. That should be a big, big red flag. For those of you that may want to guess this answer after you've gone through the exam and answered questions that you know, you may want to notice that they have these decimals. And when you convert, as I'll explain later, you are using very large value of numbers to convert into smaller value numbers. So as a test taking strategy, you may want to eliminate D and you may want to eliminate E. That might just be a distractor number, E and D, in the answer set. And then you're left with 3, or a 1/3 chance of guessing correctly, which would be, I think, 33.3% chance. A lot better than 1 in 5, which would be 20% chance again. So it increases your opportunity to guess correctly. So let's just go ahead and take a look, as you see here, and how do we answer this particular type of question. So the density is 7.2 or 7.2 tenths. Geez, if I can get my tongue out of the way, I would be dangerous. The volume, as given in the problem, is 180 cubic centimeters. The mass, we just don't know. We're going to look and find the mass and have that mass in grams, and then we'll have to convert grams to kilograms. And I will continue to explain how to do that. So The formula again is density equals mass divided by volume. As given in the problem, the density is 7.2 or 7 2/10 equals the mass. We just don't know. That's what we're looking for. Divided by the volume. Volume was given at 180. So we want to solve for x, which means we want to get x all by itself. What's the opposite of dividing? The inverse of dividing is multiplying. I want to multiply 180 to both sides of the equal sign, like you see here in this next step. Multiplying 180 to both sides of the equal sign, right? 180 cross cancel. Or if you want to multiply top to bottom 1, that invisible 1 times 180 is 180x. 180 times the invisible 1 underneath in the denominator's place is 180. 180 over 180 is 1x. X is by itself. What you do to the right side of the equal sign, we do to the left side. So 180 times 7 2/10 is 1,296 grams. Now we're not done. We got to convert grams into kilograms because it's asking what is the mass of the container in kilograms. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what that looks like here. Excuse me, pardon the pause there for a moment. All right, so since x equals 1,295 grams, they want the answer in kilograms, so you must convert grams to kilograms, right? So that original answer E option is a distraction, right? I think it said 1,295, and this was an error. This was a mistake made by me. I wrote that down in an error. I think when you do the math, and from the last page, it was 96. So I made a math error. I'm going to correct that now. When you multiplied 7.2 times 180, it was 1,296, and I did not correct that from before. So again, we're going to want to convert what x equals 1,296 times, divided by the number of kilograms. Woo, the tongue is getting in the way today. I'm telling you, if I could talk, I would be dangerous. So grams, 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. Okay, 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. And so 1,296 grams will be divided by 1,000 kilograms. 1,000 kilograms, right? So let's go ahead and take a look and see what that looks like. 1,296 divided by 1,000 kilograms in conversion is 1.296, or 1 and 296 thousandths. The answer is C. C is the correct answer. So let's go ahead and take a look here at those options, A, B, C, and D and E. And you can see that E was a distractor, and the other values are on decimal form. So as a test-taking strategy, you probably want to cross off D and E, and then you could guess A, B, or C. Hey, math is easy. Take it step by step. If I've helped you, please help me. Like, follow, and share these videos.